Hey everybody, Adam here with Hometown Acres. Welcome back. Today we're going to do a little bit of hardscaping. If you guys remember last year when we finished this garage, we started bringing rocks down out of the woods and working on this little rock wall that we got here. And now that we just got done excavating out the bottom of the pond, bringing up about a dozen loads of fill up here on the side of the garage and expanding out that pad on the front, we need to go ahead and finish getting the rest of this wall rocked here to keep the hill held in and to make it look a little bit nicer than just bare dirt. Before we get started though, we gotta go ahead and bring a lot of rock out of the woods. So the first thing we gotta do is get our little 1-foot rock picking bucket on the excavator and then get that back in the woods. For those of you guys wanting to know how full the pond is, there you go. All right, so we got the machine back in the woods. This is where we farm all of our rocks out of. It is amazing how many rocks are back here in these woods. You can't dig 6 inches without hitting a boulder like this. And with as many rocks as I need, that's a good thing. There's no sense in paying for rocks if I've got as many as I can use back here in the woods. The hardest part is just figuring out how to get them out in an efficient manner. And this is why I'm getting fat, because instead of walking out of the woods and actually getting some exercise, I called a taxi. All right, so this is gonna be my rock hauling machine here today. This is the most efficient thing I can think of with the equipment I have available to me. Be able to throw, I don't know, 3 or 4 rocks in the bucket, 3 or 4 rocks in the 3-point carryall, and I don't know, 3 or 4, maybe 5 rocks in the bed of this. Obviously I could get more based on volume, but I really need to be careful about weight here. I do not want that trailer pushing me down the hill, bringing it back out to the driveway there. All right, so we're all loaded up. Time to make our first trip out of the woods. I intentionally left this load a little bit light just to see how it feels, because I don't know if you can tell, but it is all downhill to get down to where we're taking these rocks. And I want to work my way up to some heavy loads. So we got 3 rocks in the bucket. And in the carryall, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 rocks. And in the Ultratech dump trailer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rocks in here. So what is that? 7 and 4 is 11 plus 3, 14 rocks in one trip. Be curious to see how this goes, if we need to go lighter on the next trip or if we can go a little heavier. Note to self, don't put the biggest, heaviest rock in the 3-point carryall. On the bucket, I've got the hydraulic system on the tractor to dump. On the Ultratech dump trailer, I've got some gas assist struts. This is the only thing I have to do where I have to completely unload it by hand, and I put the heaviest rock in there. So now I gotta figure out a way to get it out. Well guys, that's about 3 trips and not anywhere near enough, but that's a pretty good start, I'd say, for the first day. I don't want to bring the excavator out of the woods just yet to start stacking it on the side of the hill there, because I want to leave it up there. It takes a while to get back to and from where I'm going. So I want to leave it back there to haul more loads out before I start. Ideally, what I think I want to do is kind of line this whole thing, see how far that gets me and see how much more I need. But yeah, I want to get a whole row lined up here up on top, and then I'll bring the excavator down and start stacking it and see how much more I need. But yeah, as far as this Ultratech dump trailer goes, this thing was a lifesaver today. All those rocks over there that I started that side with, I brought out with just the bucket and the 3-point carryall, and this allows me to bring out twice as much, if not 2.5 times as much. I wasn't sure how well this was gonna hold up, dropping big heavy boulders in there, but really, I mean, it's just scratched. There really isn't even any dents in it. I did get a little bit of damage on it just because this rear hatch, when it comes out, it slides in there and it has a lip on there, and you can see that lip got bent a little bit just by the nature of how it's designed to hold this in there. And when the rocks dump out, obviously it's going to brush up against those and bend those up, but it still works and it still holds. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. Yeah, it still holds the tailgate in, but you can see it's just a little bit bent right there on the edges. So I can either bend it back or just leave it as is. It's not really hurting anything as long as it still holds that in. But yeah, this thing, 3 loads of rock and boulders and stuff, and she still looks pretty good. Anyways, guys, I think that's gonna about wrap this one up. Let me know if you have any cool hardscaping or landscaping ideas to do with this bank here. So far, the only plan we have is setting these boulders on the hillside and kind of packing them into the hillside. Maybe put a set of stairs right here in the middle heading down to the pond, and maybe some kind of little patio area coming out to put a fire pit and stuff like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, give me a big thumbs up, click that subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.
So I thought I'd add a little bonus footage here at the end just to show you what I meant about there being so many rocks back here in the woods. I can't even see where I'm digging. I just know that if I reach in there and stick my bucket 6 inches in the ground, I'm going to find rocks. And once you get comfortable with the machine, you really can feel where the rocks are. And there's just an endless amount of them here. I think this is like glacial deposits because the entire property isn't like this. It's just certain pockets up throughout the woods where you'll find this. But yeah, this is definitely a little gold mine of landscaping boulders up here.